So lately it's felt like my anger has been coming back online as I've been thawing this autistic burnout, this long freeze state that my nervous system's been in. And it's kind of cool. Like, I used to be kind of dissociated from my anger and my anxiety, and they were there in the baseline, but like, I didn't really notice them because I couldn't really feel them. And now that I can feel them some more, yeah, it's like really nice information about what's going on in my environment and kind of where my boundaries feel like they are. Because when I notice my anger starting to flare up, it's typically because something's like pushing on a boundary. And it's like, oh, this is information. This is my system being like, oh, okay, like I feel a little bit like, uh, like someone stepping on my toes or something. uh, and it's a bit uncomfortable. And then I can like use that activation energy to start to reassert that boundary and just be like, hey, like, uh, there's there's something in this moment. There's something in this interaction that doesn't feel okay to me, and I'd like to renegotiate it. And I've just been really liking that a lot. Uh, Sometimes it actually does show up as anger, and like the other person can read that I'm angry, and that's actually really good because before I used to just try to communicate this sort of stuff like neutrally, like kind of deadpan, just, you know, very flat affect. And for some people, they just didn't get it. Like they couldn't kind of grok the discomfort, even though I was describing it with words, because they couldn't see it in my emotions. Uh, and so now that I'm able to express it more in my emotions and in my like kind of physical appearance, uh, they kind of get like, oh, okay, Chris is angry. And it's such a different paradigm to be living in where I'm not kind of hiding all of these subtle details to my emotionality, where I'm allowing them to just kind of exist, and it's safe for them to exist, and uh, I'm kind of trusting that I'll be able to navigate whatever comes up when the other person notices that I'm feeling whatever sort of way. Uh, and this has been more and more the case as I've gotten more and more of this kind of like internal pressure to be like, oh, I'm angry right now, and it's kind of justified. Uh, like, I kind of feel like it's fine for me to be angry, and no matter how the other person reacts, like I'm gonna react in alignment with my own internal value set, and that is really cool to notice too. That like I never get like violent or like mean or like just like kind of like lose control. Like it always feels like I have control over my emotions, uh, but you know sometimes people can see them. It's just like, okay, Chris is angry, Chris is anxious, Chris is feeling some sort of way, he's overwhelmed, and just allowing that to be seen by more people is much simpler than all of the autistic masking that I had been doing, because I had been doing this like masking where I just try to like articulate in words very verbosely, very deadpan, how I'm feeling. And for some people that works. For I think kind of like other autistic high masking people, like they typically would get it and change their behavior or try to accommodate me in some way. Uh, and for people who are not as neurospicy, it seemed like a real like mismatch in communication style where they couldn't see the distress, and so their behavior wouldn't really change and I wouldn't really get my own needs met. So I'd just be kind of sitting there gritting my teeth, being like, this is an uncomfortable interaction. I don't know how to communicate any better than I've been communicating. Uh, when really I could have just been like, oh, I could just be freaking out right now. And, you know, the other person would respond to me freaking out. So like, yeah, normally I don't like freak out, but like to me it feels like freaking out if somebody can see me angry, or if somebody can see me anxious, or if somebody can see me overwhelmed. Like that feels like a mild freak out to my nervous system, and I'm currently recalibrating that nervous system to be like, oh, no, that's that's not a freak out. That's just how you're feeling. And it's kind of reasonable for you to be feeling that. So, yeah, like don't kind of self judge that loop, self analyze, self criticize that emotion before you even fully felt it. Uh, and it's funny because like I could do that before. Like I used to be able to intercept these emotions and intercept these feelings, like as they were rising up, uh, and then kind of tamp them back down and just be like, no, like it's not safe to show this feeling in this setting, in this environment, with this group of people. Uh, and now I'm much more confident in my own ability to kind of hold my emotions and to kind of communicate through whatever sort of uh, situation might arise from other people witnessing my emotions. Uh, and yeah, it's just like a really nice confidence to have to just be like, oh, I can get emotional in all of these different ways, like anger, like anxiety, like overwhelm, that are not necessarily pretty, and not necessarily like super socially acceptable or desirable. But I can actually hang out and experience these emotions and work through them in real time with other people around. So this has just been like a kind of big realization for me, uh, and a nice change of pace as far as like feeling more confident in my own body and being able to express myself, because uh, there's a lot of different emotions and a lot of different sensations that I'll experience throughout a day, that are, I guess, like a little bit more challenging to experience with other people, especially if those other people aren't very skilled at kind of dealing with their own emotions. So, like, if other people push away their own anger, or if other people push away their own sadness, or their own grief, or their own despair, or their own overwhelm, uh, then uh, being with somebody else who's experiencing that emotion can be triggering for them. And so, like, I've been learning how to navigate more situations where I'm around people who are triggered by intense emotions or negative emotions, uh, and uh, still kind of hold my ground and allow myself to feel the emotion without kind of getting swept up in their overwhelm as well. And also kind of helping them navigate it and be like, hey, like I'm over here, you're over there. Like, I'm angry, yes, but I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna do anything. Like, I'm just talking right now and feeling my anger, and it's okay for me to feel angry, and it's okay for you to be over there, and you know, like, like we're safe right now. We're good. We're Gucci. So that is yeah, it's kind of nice to be able to like ride those waves while also navigating the people around me and their own response to those waves, and kind of inviting them into it in a way and saying like, hey, like this is kind of fun. This is kind of cool to be able to ride this emotional wave, uh, and let it move through the body instead of kind of contracting around it and like resisting it in some way. Uh, so it's not to say to like, kind of go all out and like lose your lose your composure, uh, and uh, become like one with the emotion. Like I'm not recommending that. Uh, I like this kind of like being able to be like a little bit of a layer removed where like I'm feeling the emotion, but I'm also like able to witness the emotion and not get lost in it. So this has been like a big shift for me in this kind of thawing, in this autistic unmasking. Uh, because before it used to just be really numb, like really, really numb. And I didn't think I got angry. I didn't think I got anxious. Uh, I knew I got kind of overwhelmed. Uh, but yeah, it was like really dissociated, my connection to it. And now the emotions are like really acute. Like I feel them quite viscerally throughout my entire body. I'll feel different temperature swings. I'll feel different kind of pressures uh, or kind of just different movements of my physical awareness through my body. And uh, sometimes it's nice, but other times it's quite like disconcerting. It can feel quite restless or quite tense or quite just like kind of like mildly uncomfortable. And I'm learning how to like just sit with it more and be with it and be like, oh, okay, like this is my nervous system responding to the environment, responding to itself, and also just processing pent up energy. Because I think I just have a lot of pent up kind of fight flight energy in my nervous system. And right now it's kind of just processing through me. And so I'm feeling lots of moments of activation or just kind of restlessness, even just like sitting here in a chair, really comfy. Um, and yeah, it's kind of nice to just be able to sit with it and give it the attention that it never got before. All right. Well, thank you for listening. And if you've got any similar experiences, I'd be very curious to hear about them in the comments. And yeah, take care.